Pokemon 30th anniversary news is starting to slowly come in. We had the big Super Bowl ad yesterday. I guess it was big. It was really nothing too special. It's kind of just advertising that Pokemon is here. They've got a big Pokemon Go event later this year. We also had the reveals of the first partner illustration cards coming out in collections throughout the year. The first one's going to be Gen 1, Gen 4, and Gen 7. They've been revealed in Chinese. I'd imagine they're going to be the exact same here in English. I think we're getting our first wave of them in March. Very excited for these. We'll go through those cards. But today's video, the main topic is going to be discussing when the best time to sell the last anniversary set is. Celebrations, the 25th anniversary. As you guys know, I've made videos on celebrations over the past couple of years. Every once in a while, I like to check in on the set. It's been doing very well. Last year, it saw some massive movement as people prepared for the 30th anniversary, and I think we're still going to see some more spikes over the next few months. So we'll rip through the products real quick. We'll go through some of the cards that have seen movement, some of the cards that I think are kind of sleepers and my favorites or standouts as well. But first, let's take a look at these illustration rares. Spoiler alert, if you, I don't know, try to miss spoilers, I feel like it's impossible to avoid them. These days you open Instagram and everything is boom, right there. But anyways, you've got Gen 1, your Kanto starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. They look incredible. I love these cards. I'll be honest. At first, I looked at these and immediately I was like, nope, not it. If you've watched some of my past videos, especially like the Black Bolt and White Flare IR video or tier list that I did, not a fan of cards that just look like the Pokemon is kind of slapped on there. It could be any Pokemon. Kind of happens here. Like it could be a Pikachu on all these cards and it wouldn't really make a difference. But I do have to say, the more I look at it, the more I love it. There's a lot of thought behind these cards. You've got all the gym badges between Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle here. They're all hidden throughout the cards. You've also got the Pokedex and the 3 Pokeballs. You've got Pallet Town here. You've got all the routes. Like you're basically traveling through the game with this. You got Cycling Road. You've got the Pokemon Tower here. Even the ghost Pokemon you encounter with the Sylph Scope is there. Like the cruise ship SSN. Like it's amazing. The bike itself on the Cycling Road. Like this card is a really cool idea. I hope that every one, it kind of like highlights the key features of each gen, each game, and pops them up on the cards. Like super excited to see my favorite gen, Hoenn, which who knows when that'll come out. I'd imagine it's going to be the last one they'll do, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. But I'm sure they're all going to be amazing. Let's look at Gen 4 here. We've got Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. Again, amazing. You've got the ruins here. I'm not a big Diamond and Pearl guy, so I'm not going to pretend like I know what everything is on this card. But again, you've got all the gym badges sprinkled throughout here. You've got one behind Turtwig all throughout. You've got the gems. I know there's like some sort of underground mine situation. You've got the fossils right here, the Pokedex, the briefcase where you get to choose your starter in this one. Again, really cool. Like I said before, these could all be Pikachus for, they don't have to be the starter Pokemon, but they look really cool still. It works. The more I look at it, the more they grow on me. I've seen some people saying this is awful, this is lazy, but I've seen more people saying this is well thought out and awesome. I'm stoked for it. I like this one a lot more. It's kind of like the Ascended Heroes art style, the pop art kind of neon looking thing, the 90s vibe. It kind of also matches the Hawaii worlds that they did. Looks really nice. Again, I'm not a big Sun and Moon guy. I didn't really like the structure of the games, but I know all these crystals here. I think, what are they for, like Z moves or something like that? You've got a bunch of the little trinkets you get for beating the trials. The Beast Ball is on there. Super cool stuff. Again, not my favorite generation, but we love Rowlet in my house, so we'll be getting all of these cards regardless. They come in 3-card packs, so you're gonna open up a pack, you're gonna get 3 out of the 9 cards I just showed you here. It'll be easy. Like hopefully, if you open like 4 of them, you'll get every card, but it'll be easy to trade these out. You're gonna get 2 packs and one of these promo packs in that box. I'll put a picture of it on screen as well here. Like I said, I believe they're coming out around the time Perfect Order, March 30th. I could be wrong though. Really exciting product though. I think it's a nice way to tease the 30th anniversary. I am interested to see if every card has this stamp, because one of the big things with celebrations is the stamp is very like, you like it or you don't. Like I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the 30th stamp because it's kind of getting lazy like the third time of doing this Pikachu with just the numbered cheeks, I would have way rather the Japanese logo. Same with celebrations. They could have done that as well. You know, it is what it is. It seems like this is just going to be what they do every 5 years for the rest of forever. Maybe we'll get lucky. The big 50th anniversary, they'll swap it out. But, you know, like I said, third time seeing this logo, slightly different. I'm sick of it, and I'm one of those guys that likes the logos on cards. Another thing I just noticed here, you got the Rotom decks up there as well. So it looks like the Pokedex from every generation. Kind of some key highlights. Like I said, really excited for Hoenn. Like, I am a Gen 3er forever. Like, that was the game. That was the generation I spent the most time on. So I want that, and I need a nice Totodile card. But anyways, let's hop into celebrations before we look at all these beautiful singles that we have on screen, all the classic collection cards. They've, for the most part, all been going up slowly, but we'll dive into the sealed product because it's all been aging very well. To start with the ETB, a year ago you could get these for $100. Insane. If you weren't buying these, like, I mean, I wasn't buying these, so I'm not going to talk too much shit on you there, but there was plenty of opportunity to buy these. I did have a lot of them, but I ripped a lot of celebrations, and I've got a variety of product for this set. I wasn't sure if the ETB would really be the best hold. I'll talk about what more I have as we go. But right now, from 103 all the way up to 275, they did hit a little bit of a high here of 260 back in August, dipped all the way down to 197. So if you pick these up on the dip, you're already up about $80, which is really good. You've got the PC ETB. This is one that I have a few more of. I went out of my way to make sure I had more of these. I was really in on the PC ETBs back in Sword and Shield. That's been good and bad. The later Sword and Shield sets were not successful holds. They're barely up from what I paid. I think most of them are like, you know, up 50%, maybe 100% over the time. But I've had them for like, what, 3-4 years now. But there are some sets like Celebrations, like Evolving Skies, where the PC ETBs have done great. Again, these were surprisingly cheap this time last year. 185. You know, I was picking these up. What did I pick these up for? Oh, I picked most of them up for the Pokemon Center, so they were going for about, you know, 90 Canadian, so quite a bit less than 185. Now they're going for 408. I'd imagine these will spike up even more. Just like the ETBs, I think there's going to be big product spikes this year. I think right around the time of Pokemon Day, like the actual announcements, February 27th, I think we're going to see a lot of this stuff like spike up pretty drastically. Maybe not as much as we saw back here June to August, but I think we're going to see a solid spike. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this booms all the way up to 500 real quick and then settles down and maybe sees like a little bit of like late blooming growth throughout the end of the year. The Ultra Premium Collection, what is this craziness? $154,000. Why is that there? That's the only one shipping to Canada here on a TCG Player. But anyways, this box is actually like kind of chilling right now. It's down from its all-time high of 905, going for 895. I think these are going for more like $1,000 on eBay right now. There's been high sales at $1,000 here. Look at the more sales data. They've been going over the past couple weeks here. These are all in the last like a week or so, upwards of $900 to $1,000. So they're up there. This is one of those products where I feel like is very scarce. You don't see them too often. It's really risky to open it. Like, if you're opening it, it's probably to grade that Charizard and Pikachu, the gold cards. But those gold cards, they come out of the box rough. I mean, if you've opened the 151 UPCs, that Mew gold card, everyone I opened up was beat. Like, those were like, I don't even know if they would get a PSA 8 right out of the box. There's like chipping and bubbles and scratches and all sorts of like crap on those cards. I know it was even worse for the gold cards from this set because these were the first official gold cards they did, the base set Zard and Pikachu. But I think this is a very solid product. I don't know if I would really be picking them up. I picked them up back when they were like 200 Canadian, so I'm not really like super concerned. Yeah, it was about 200 Canadian. I got a couple off of like the Pokemon Center and pre-order drops back when these released. I don't think I'd be picking them up, but at the same time, if you had $1,000 and you wanted to go all in on one product, I really don't think this is going to get cheaper. $900 right now, more like $1,000 past sales. I don't know why this graph is so far behind. I have a feeling these will be like $1,250 by the end of the year. I think they'll see some good spikes and then like lull out, and it's going to get to a point where it's just slowly growing. It's not going to be like massive growth year over year, but it's going to age very well in the long run. It's kind of that big celebrations collection box. Like this is like the top product of this set. You've got the lunchbox. This is one of my favorites. I think the last celebrations video I made, maybe not the last, but one of the last, back in like May of last year, I was talking about this and I was like, dude, if you add up the promo cards and the packs inside, it was like close to $100, and these were going for $60, $65. I was like, this is like the most undervalued celebrations product. Soon enough, it got way up there to 140, backed off. Now it's going for 133. I know the Mimikyu card is still like $10. You get a couple other promos, the light toxicity in there as well. Oh, you get like a Hydreigon card, but that's like a $3 card. So basically, those cards, they came out pretty rough. So if you get them out of here, you're gonna do solid if you can grade them and they get tens. But odds are they're not going to be tens. Again, really good product. You're getting 6 packs of celebrations and 2 regular packs. So the 6 packs of celebrations is pretty good because most products are giving you like 2 regulars and 4 celebrations. I still think this is a good product. 3 promos as well, a bunch of little junk in there, some stickers, all that stuff. I think this is a good product to still pick up. I do still think it's one of the stronger products. You've got Charizard here. Charizard's just growing steadily. I think it's going to keep going as well. Like I said, 4 celebrations, 2 regular packs. There are variants with Evolving Skies. If you're picking these up, go for the Evolving Skies ones, especially if sellers don't realize there's a difference. If you're buying them without pictures, don't expect Evolving Skies. But if you see them on eBay, try to look at those packs. I think the ones that I've been picking up was like Chilling and Evolving or Fusion and Evolving. You can see right there the Evolving Skies pack. But yeah, right now $100 seems to be still going strong. You've got the Dark Sylveon variant. Same idea with the packs. Keep an eye out on that Evolving Skies pack in there because that is going to hold like a lot of value in this product. If you get that Evolving Skies pack, I'd be selling this for a lot more than $100 because that one pack right there is going to be significant. But this, pretty much the exact same price, exact same graph, going for $100. A variant here, 150. This was the GameStop exclusive V Memories. I kind of mashed both of them together. I don't think they had an Evolving Skies variant of this one. It's got 6 celebrations packs and 2 regular, so you're just getting what, 2 more packs. Nothing too crazy, but you are getting 2 promos, the Jumbo card, the coin, and the Sylveon pin. It's a little more exclusive as well. I think it's solid. I don't know if I'd really pick it up at 150. I'd probably rather buy the lunchbox. You're getting the same pack selection on the lunchbox for $20 less and kind of like cooler promo cards, more unique promo cards at least. But if you were picking these up, a year ago, early last year, going for 60 to 70, even upwards of $100, I think that's solid. I just don't really expect this product to perform as well as some others. The Pikachu figure box, I think, is really good. This promo card is nice. Both promo cards are pretty nice. The figure is really cool. You also get 8 celebrations packs and 4 regular packs. So you're getting a lot of packs in this. The box is massive, but the figure's nice. Like, this is a good one to open up. I opened up a couple of these to get those figures out. Picked up a bunch of these promos and graded some of them. They're pretty cool as well. I like the big Gigantamax Pikachu with the celebration stamp on it. I think it's kind of like a cute little commemoration. Just like everything else, it's up a lot. I think this one has potential to go more. I know figure collection boxes always tend to do pretty good in the long run. I'd imagine it'll keep performing well. It also has like good packs. Like having 8 packs is pretty strong compared to some of the other products. The promo cards, again, like maybe you don't like the stamps, but I think these promo cards are great. Having Pikachu cards with the stamps. The last product I want to talk about real quick here, we're looking at the Zacian box. This has a really cool like movable pin. It has a magnet, so it flips between surfing and flying Pikachu. Really cool. The Zacian Level X promo card is really cool. You don't see it too often, and it is very cheap. And then the same thing as the Charizard and Sylveon. You're getting 2 packs of regular and 4 packs of celebrations. I don't think these had Evolving Skies either. I'm pretty sure there was only 1 early print wave. A little bit more limited because of that pin. It costs a lot more for them to make it. But you're getting pretty well the same contents. Yes, this promo card is like $10 less than the Charizard promo card or the Sylveon promo card. But if you're just looking for packs, this is a really good product to pick up or holds. Like having that pin, I think, makes it a little bit more scarce. Like I said, there wasn't as many print waves as the others, but you're getting pretty much the same contents for $88. as opposed to 100, which you were getting with the Charizard. So you're saving about $12 picking this Zacian up. And honestly, I love that promo. Level X's are kind of underrated. People are starting to collect those a little bit more. Could give this potential, not the potential of like a Greninja or something like that, but people will like it and notice it. It stands out with that white border as well. Now, before we jump into the singles, I just want to remind you guys, if you're enjoying this content, if you're finding it useful, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I'd love your support. It goes a long way on helping the channel grow. One of my favorite cards from Celebrations is the gold shiny Mew. I've said this before, I don't know in videos, but definitely on our Friday night streams, Fridays at 8 p.m. here on YouTube. We're always ripping packs and talking Pokemon market. But this Mew, like the Sword and Shield gold cards featuring shiny Pokemon, I think are underrated. They're not like the best cards ever by any means. And I know some people hate the gold, some people hate the stamp. So it depends. The right collector is going to love this card. Mew cards in general have done really good lately just because of the bubble Mew and that 151 UPC Mew. This being shiny, I expect it to do pretty well. Again, the stamp might take away for some people, but I personally like it. They hit $65 actually, so they spiked up a lot and had a massive retrace. I do think now is a good time to still pick these up. If you're grabbing them for market price about $50, $52, somewhere in that range, I could see these spiking up, maybe not up to 65 again, because that was just a massive craze. People buying these up, that was a little bit ridiculous. I have quite a few of these, but I was picking them up back when they were like between $30 and $35. I'm still taking them in on trades and stuff like that these days as well. I love holding the PSA 10s. I think they're a little bit undervalued too. But Gold Mew, underrated. I don't know. Like I said, the right collector is going to love this card. Some collectors are going to hate it just because it's gold and has a stamp on it. But for $51, I think it's solid. I think this one will go up. Like I said, maybe not to $65 this year, but it should go back up to around 60. You've got like the full art, like the IR Pikachu, I guess, from this set. It's kind of an illustration rare. The expanded art from the original base set Pikachu. This card is about $5 right now. It's seen crazy ups and downs throughout the year. Like it spiked up to $3 or $4 there. Got all the way down to like $1.50. All the way back up to $7.33, down to $3. Now it's sitting at like $5.50. I wouldn't be too surprised if this card does spike up to like the $10 range. At the same time, though, I know these were bought up like crazy to try to make those graded plays. It is very hard to get this in a PSA 10. People were trying that out. That's why so many were bought up. The price went up because people were going through stacks of hundreds of these trying to find like one or two that they could consider sending to PSA. Like you're seeing here, there were thousands of them moving week by week on TCG Player for a while here. Almost like, I don't know, like the low sales weeks are like 200. So for the last year, these have been moving in massive volume. There's a ton of these out here. Like I've said before, I probably have like 40 of these, mostly just from opening packs myself. I do think there's potential though. If you're picking them up at $5, I wouldn't be surprised to see them past the $7.33 high. I wouldn't be surprised if they get upwards of $10 again. Flying Pikachu, I really like these flying and surfing VMAXs. I have them both here. Flying Pikachu, as low as $3. Right now it's $5. Hit a high of about $7. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back up a little bit, but it is not that rare. Very cool commemorative card though. Same with the surfing Pikachu. I like this one a little more. I like the one-footed surfing thing flapping his arms. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty much the exact same price graph though. I don't know if there's necessarily huge plays to be made on these cards, but for $5, I don't see why. I don't see the harm in risking like $20-$30 grabbing a few copies of these just in case they like 2x over the course of the year. Make some quick money. I don't know if I would be the guy buying 100 copies of this, but I've accumulated a lot of them over the years, again, just in trades and opening and buying them back when they were like $2. I was like, why not? At $5, I still think there's potential. I don't think it's the best pickup, but you totally could, and I think they're great in any collection. I think you should definitely have both of these and the Vs to go with them in your personal collection if you like these anniversary style cards. Now the real cards. The real plays people want to talk about. The classic collection. The Venusaur has finally seen some movement. This card was like, right here. It was like $10, less than $10 for the longest time until basically the last 2 weeks where it's gone up to 17. Like I said, I think over the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to be the time to start selling off some of this stuff. I think there's going to be some like big spikes and then lulls throughout the year. I think there's going to be a big spike, like I said, over the next 4 to 6 weeks, sometime around Pokemon Day. I could see another spike once we start seeing the cards revealed for the 30th set, or the concept of it at least. And then once that set comes out, I feel like these are going to like kind of just lull for like 2 or 3 years. I think if you don't sell them this year, they're going to be very stagnant until like a 35th anniversary or a little bit later. I'd definitely be getting ready to make moves on them, get rid of them if you've been holding them for the last few years like I have. But Venusaur all the way up to $17 right now. You've got the Blastoise. This one did see a spike. Like this one got up there to 16 and then immediately fell pretty much right back to where it was, around $10. Now it's right there with the Venusaur, $16. I think both of these will see more growth. Like if they both hit like $25, I'll probably sell a couple copies. I have a few of these. I'm not sitting on like sets of them with the Charizard. I didn't really pick up any Charizards. I've one in my PC, but I would imagine these will go up a little bit more and you can like get rid of them for, yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised. $25 sounds like a solid price point for them. The big Charizard, this is one, like I said, I didn't really buy any of these. I had a couple PSA 10s I graded a while ago and sold them way too early. I was just trying to like recoup cost at the time. The Zards, I'd be a little scared to pick them up, but I do think they still have potential to keep going. But for me, it's like a little hard to justify a $180 buy when you could get this card for like $80 or less. It was cheap for a long time. Even picking it up 2 months ago for $115, now $180. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets upwards of $250. But at the same time, I do think there are better plays to be made. Shining Magikarp. The graph is a little broken on this one, so I can't show you too much. It did spike up massively here. It got to like $45 to $50. Right now, though, it's going for $35. It did drop a lot. It got all the way down to $23. This is one of my favorite cards in the set, though. I absolutely love it. I love the original of this card. First, like a shining Pokemon they put into the TCG. Super cool card, iconic card. Again, like $35. Like you saw here, it did get all the way upwards of like $50, $46, $47. I think it'll go back up. I wouldn't be surprised if this is $50. I feel like it was a little harder to pull. I'll talk about it more as we go on here. There were some classic collections I was pulling super often and some I was not. The Umbreon took me forever to pull. I was pulling like tons of the Claydolls and the Groudons, but like barely any Magikarps and Rayquazas. So I do feel like some of them are more rare than others. Shining Magikarp I still think is one of the best cards in the set. Dark Gyarados, this is one that's like really undervalued. I feel like it was easier to pull for sure. Like I have a ton of these in my little box of Celebrations cards though. They got all the way up to $6. Now they're $5. I don't know if they would move too much more than that. I think if you were getting them, $2, $3, now might be a good time to sell them. I don't see these really going past $10. I think they're a cool card, but the vintage one isn't all that expensive either to just pick up the original. That's like my problem with these sets. Same with like Evolutions. Why would you pick up the reprint when you can pick up the original for not that expensive in a lot of cases? Like as long as you don't want like a near mint or a PSA 10, you can probably find some good deals on the original print of this card. And at $5, like most of these I picked up for $2 to $3, like Canadian. Like would have been like a buck 50 USD. I'm not buying any more of them. I'm prepping to start selling them off. If I can get $5 to $10 a piece for them, I will take it. If they grow a little more, I got plenty of them. I'll sell them off slowly over the year. Rocket Zapdos. This guy got all the way up to $5. I think this one's a little bit underrated. Like it might not be the most popular card. It's a whole lot of yellow on this one, I gotta say. But I think it's cool. It's a Rockets Zapdos. Like we've got Rockets Moltres. Like yeah, it's not as exciting as what we have with the SIRs nowadays. But I think it's good. I think it's a solid card for $2. I don't see why not. We have seen it, like I said, go up to $5. It could totally see a spike and double in price. This is one like, whatever, pick up 10, 20 of them. It's not going to break the bank. Definitely some potential with that. Mega Rayquaza, I think, has potential as well. Again, the graph is broken here, so I can't give you a very accurate look at the whole year, but they were going high. Like these got past this $60 point. Like I'm pretty sure they were going for upwards of $80. Right now, they're all the way down to 37. They saw a low in the last 3 months of 26. A lot of Rayquaza cards or Mega cards really got hyped up and then like kind of chilled out around the time Mega Evolution came out. I don't know. It's always the rumor, right? Everyone gets all excited about something, they buy it up, it gets really expensive, and then before the big reveal happens or before the time happens, things just start tanking in price. Kind of happened with Mega cards in general, but I think Rayquaza cards have a lot of potential going forwards. There should be a Mega Rayquaza set this year. Everyone's kind of expecting that to come out in Japan this summer. I'd imagine we'd get something with Mega Rayquaza, considering it is like one of the top megas, if not the top mega. I think this card has potential. I love Rayquaza too, so I mean, I'm gonna buy these all day. I have a couple of these in a PSA 10 in my PC. And not just this card, other Rayquaza cards I think are great holds. This one, I could easily see this spiking back up to like 50, $60. The Umbreon Gold Star, like I said, this was the hardest one for me to pull. It was the last one I pulled, but you know, super happy to at least have gotten one of them. A year ago, as low as $40. It got all the way up to $111. Now it's 78. It's kind of started growing again. Umbreon cards are always going to be popular. This is a Gold Star Umbreon. Gold Stars are always going to be popular. I know the stamp, the Confetti Hollow is not for everybody, but I think this is one of the best holds in this set. It's a little bit tougher. You don't see them all the time. I would not be surprised if this spikes up from $80 all the way back up to like the $100 range, slightly above $100 sometime over the course of the year. Last card I want to talk about is the Birthday Pikachu. I love this card. Absolutely love this card. If you saw I haven't plugged this at all. If you saw my last PSA return video, I'll tag it up here on the screen somewhere. Check it out. I graded a lot of Celebrations cards. We did pretty good. I sent in 3 of these, 2 Magikarps, an Umbreon, a couple Mews, a bunch of cool stuff. We did really good with the grades for the most part. I think one of these came back a 9 and everything else was 10s, I want to say. I should have another return coming back soon enough with a couple more Celebrations cards. I think it's just a bunch of the Classic Collection Mews, though. Nothing too crazy. This card, I think, has really good potential, though. It's pretty much at its high right now, $32. It did get up to 35 a couple weeks back. I wouldn't be surprised if this bumps up to like a $50 card this year either. I think, like I said, we're going to see like a big spike over the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe less, maybe 3 to 6 weeks on pretty much everything Celebrations. I think we're going to see big spike, a little bit of a retrace, and kind of like a lull / like slow growth over the course of the next 6 months. Then around the time of the fall or whatever, whenever we get more 30th anniversary set news, like directly regarding the set and what's in the set, if it's more of a classic collection or a remake set like we had with Celebrations, I think it could cause these cards to see a second spike later in the year. If not, it might just slowly age well until we get into 2027, and then I wouldn't be surprised if everything is just like stagnant for a long period of time. That's why I'm kind of prepping to make my play, sell these Pikachus, sell my Blastoise, my Venusaurs, bunch of my PSA 10s that I don't want for my PC. You know, I'll keep a Rayquaza, I'll keep a Shining Magikarp because I love those cards. But I'm prepping over the next, like I said, 3 to 6 weeks. I'm planning to sell probably like half of my sealed collection of Celebrations and a ton of the classic collection cards that I have sitting around. I could probably fill like almost a full binder with those cards. So I'll bring that out to some shows, get rid of some, maybe load some up on eBay and move it as the time is right, in my opinion. But let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Celebrations? Do you think now is the time to make the play, offload the Celebrations, and reinvest into some Scarlet and Violet era stuff, maybe Destined Rivals? I don't know if I would suggest that move, but there are a lot of great sets to invest in right now. And I feel like Celebrations is kind of hitting that peak where it's not going to see too much movement after this year. While you're down there, let me know your thoughts on these awesome promo cards. I'm a big fan of them. I want to know your thoughts on them as well. I also want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for another video coming out later this week going over the top Ascended Heroes singles. We're going to make a video on some great PSA card pickups as well. And of course, our weekly Friday night rips. Friday night this week, on YouTube at 8 p.m. I hope to see you there. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!